live stream it. This is easy. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's working.
yeah, I can see that.
Streaming on YouTube.
It's still setting up now. It's only because I've logged in with my Monash, my kavi.balasubramaniam email address, and the YouTube is marketing team. So I just want to double.
Right.
It is working. Yes.
Yay.
Yay. It is working. Let me move it to this side, and this is great.
It's exciting.
It is, because now we can host one event and then pretty much open it up to everyone so that you don't have to repeat the same information.
You just wanted to capture it before I go with me in it.
You're going to have to come every time.
See, now I'm going to have to really bring my A game if this is going to be there for perpetuity. Students, I promise to bring my A game on every level.
And let me see, I think students can ask questions. I've set up as students can ask questions on the webinar, and for those who, for the 501st person onward, they can jump onto the YouTube channel and ask questions there.
So someone, do you want us to keep an eye on that? Or anything?
That's why I've got two separate massive screens and two separate set of. I'm like an IT whiz today. I'm trying to
teach me a few things, I reckon.
Let me see. I see 170, 180 students. Students are still logging in, which is great. Would have sent out a reminder an hour ago to say the session starts at 11:30.
Beautiful. Now, would you say most of our students here are
abroad? Yeah, offshore.
All offshore, okay.
Predominantly offshore, and I think very small cohorts. I would say it's definitely less than 200 students who are onshore.
Okay, cool. All right. And hopefully we haven't woken you all up too early.
Oh, this is exactly when they start their classroom time.
11:30. Lovely.
Yeah, about 11:30. Which is why sometimes I tend to finish a bit later, because I wait until they finish, and it's, I think, 4:30 or 5 hour time.
I see.
Param, I do have a question if you can hear us. Can students hear us? How do I check that?
Yes, they can. If we can hear each other, they can hear us.
Yeah, we've been very, very careful.
Yes.
We're always very careful with what we say because we're smart.
Oh, I see somebody chatting on the chat already saying, "Good day, mate."
Nice.
Good day, buddy.
Past Aussie Culture 101. Just with that. No, just kidding. Still come to Aussie Culture. It's a really good session, and it's going to be online during orientation week.
Oh, is it? So there's one. Oh, nice. Oh, hi, Param. We get to see you now.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I like his.
I think so. Hang on.
I can't hear you well, though. Is this me?
I don't think I was talking very loudly. I was saying I can see the participant numbers just going off the charts at the moment. So.
Flying, yeah.
Nice.
It feels like we're sitting in a poll room somewhere, and it's and polls coming in slowly. And I've got a student on the YouTube channel saying it's too early in Hong Kong right now.
Sorry,
buddy.
The early bird catches the worm.
It's almost lunchtime here.
Yeah, it's almost, and that's exactly what I was about to say. It's almost lunchtime here in Melbourne.
Think of all the things.
It's funny, when I was a student,
today.
I was always trying to pick classes that were, in the middle of the afternoon, so I didn't have to wake up too early, and then I could nicely transition into the evening. And I studied banking, so a lot of my friends work in banks, and they have crazy hours. So they have to tune themselves to the stock exchanges in different countries. And or if anyone's going to study banking or finance related courses out there, this is a great chance to get used to it.
Get used to this, yeah. I used to do my master's with Monash as well in banking and finance as well, Param. So
Yeah.
our
Ooh.
classes used to be in the morning and in the evening. The evening session is to sort of make sure that we have working staff, working students,
Yeah.
like, to come in for the
Yeah.
evening session. So I used to do my timetable in a way where I would do one morning class and long break where I get to do all my studies and sleep and all of that. And then evening class. So I have like 2 days of classes and then free for the rest of the week for everything else plus work.
Nice. Very organized.
Have to.
I was an art student, so I'm not going to comment.
No, I was an art student before that. So it was a lot of changes before, like, art students very different. So that's where students, if you're listening, that's where one thing I want to share is that different faculty works very differently. And, like when you're in arts, you write hundreds and hundreds of pages, or like, you write really nice long sentences. But if you take that into business, you might not be given much points for that flowery
Yeah.
words and whatnot, isn't it? It's
That's true.
to the point, dot points. So I learned the difference.
100%.
Yeah.
I did arts and business, so that was a bit of a
It
That's
changed,
great.
wasn't it?
change. It was a big change, and you had to learn to switch in between.
Yeah.
Great.
I think from talking to a lot of students and just with my experience as well, I've realized that each program, although it's from different faculty, it sort of teaches you to think a certain way.
Yes.
Like it trains you how to think a certain way and react a certain way. So it's good to do. This is why I'm a huge fan of double degrees. Because
Yeah.
it broadens how you should be. You can be more flexible, or you get more skills.
True.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I feel like I'm a panelist myself, and we're right into a session already. But we are still welcoming everyone. I see a lot of people saying LOL morning and good morning on my chat.
They're enjoying our banter.
Yep.
Good to hear. That's great.
Even for students who are not doing a double degree, sometimes they've got the opportunity to do a elective from another faculty.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good option.
I can see 461 students and anonymous attendee said hello. Hi, anonymous attendee.
James, feels like James Bond or somebody, like
I know, right? We are watching you.
Yeah.
Somebody says it's 8:30 in the morning back home.
Early
So 3
birds.
hours. Early birds.
Catching worms. It's good. Especially
Is there anyone where it's like 2, 3 a.m. something?
I
like
hope.
that? Anyone?
I wonder if anybody here today is from is it like Europe or Africa? I think that's where the timing's like that, I think.
America as well would be
America,
pretty
yeah.
intense. Yeah. South America,
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Sorry, I'm like multitasking with my chatting and my
Also,
It's actually quite important
Middle
to look
East.
at the time zone sometimes. I signed up for a webinar, which I thought was going to be at 2:30 in the afternoon yesterday. But when I logged on at 2:30, it said this webinar has not commenced. So I looked at it again, and it was actually American timing, which meant it's
yeah.
like 6:30 a.m. in Australia.
I know there are so many
Today.
good ones that
It's
look
today.
good.
Yeah.
And you're just like, nah, I'm not getting up that early. But
Yeah.
I did it for a television, like this American company that gets together old TV shows, like staff from old TV shows to talk about, life and how it was back then, especially during lockdown. That I got up for.
if we can choose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I suppose students will have more flexibility when they come into uni where, they get to choose their own timetables and
Yes.
they plan your day yourself. So students, if
That's
you're
true.
hearing, I'm sure you are hearing, it is very different from how it is in college, where you are given a timetable versus when you get to university, then it's on you to
Yep.
plan your day.
Yep, definitely.
I will
I think we've hit the 500 mark on
it's
Zoom.
on Zoom, and it's still increasing though, Param. So I don't know how does that work? 503, and that's it. That's the max.
It seems to be stopping at that. Maybe it's the three of us.
Yeah, the additional 3.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
Shall we wait another 2 more minutes and then we can click start? I haven't hit record.
That's all right.
Yeah, I see a lot of them coming in saying good morning on the chat.
Lovely.
This
Good
is
morning
pretty
to you
cool.
all.
And I see a lot of them also mentioned that they are from China. And they say,
Cool.
excuse me, we can hear you now. Yes, thank you for confirming that. We hope you can hear us. We are just waiting a couple of more minutes, maybe 1 minute to kickstart, because we are expecting about more than 600 students to sign in. And I'll just wait 1 more minute. Thanks for your patience.
Introduce yourselves in the chat. Start making friends.
Who goes first? Is it Param normally?
I think so.
Yes, I go first. Yeah. I was wondering, have any of you made friends online this year?
Me?
You haven't met them, but you've built a friendship.
Oh, like new friends?
Yeah.
No, not new friends.
No. Actually, I've been so busy working, I haven't had time yet to make friends.
Yeah, what's that? I mean,
I've
with
met a few
work
people online.
Yeah, I've met more work people online.
Yeah. Work
Yeah,
and-
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's funny to see how many people in our new area we already know because we worked with them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, maybe we can kickstart now, you think?
Sure, yeah. We'll speak about, we'll just introduce ourselves first, and then we can talk about what we want to talk about. So my name's Param. I'm from International Student Engagement, which is a part of Monash Connect, and we offer lots of events and services for international students, some of which I'll talk to you about a bit later. And we're also joined by Jude Little. I'll let her introduce herself actually.
Thanks, Param. Hi, everybody. I'm Jude Little. I was the manager of orientation and transition, but there's been a bit of a shake-up with the uni, due to COVID and also just trying to make sure that we run a really smooth and tight administrative ship to make life easier for you guys. So I'm actually moving to special circumstances where we'll be looking at special consideration and things like that. So I'm hoping I won't see you there, but if you do need anything, you'll have a friendly face or people to look after you. So yeah, that's me.
What do you, Kavi?
Kavi, yes, I'm Kavi, everyone. If you don't know me, you're again in the wrong chat. So my name is Kavi Balasubramaniam. As you can see, my very long surname. For those who don't know me from foundation year and diploma, I'm with the careers team. For the English students, Monash English bridging students, I'm your pathways and transitions advisor, which means if you have any questions about your future study, which means you'll be done with your English going into university and you want to have a chat with me, you can always reach out to me and we can have a one-on-one or a group chat session, or even email me. I will be putting on my details on the chat group later on. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this session.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're just going to introduce you to things that happen at Monash University, some of the things that you may not be aware of, and that's to assist you in making the smoothest transition possible from your Monash College course to your Monash University course. So in doing that, we'll discuss what you can expect from life as a Monash University student. We'll also go into a bit of detail about orientation and what we can expect for orientation in 2021. And we'll also point out some areas of orientation that we think you should pay extra attention to. And we also want to encourage you to participate in as many events as possible in that space. And we'll tell you why that's a good thing.
Okay, so I think that's me, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Yes, okay. So transition to Monash is really important. You've already transitioned to your Monash College course. And I imagine you've had some experiences and learnings and takeaways from that. But the transition to Monash University is a whole other thing. It's probably smoother now that you've been at Monash College, because that's the aim of Monash College, to help prepare you for what comes next. And where what comes next. So we want you to start thinking about, what do you expect from your time at Monash University? What do you expect from the first point in time when you start to enroll and get used to the university and find your way around? Think about, what are some of the big unknowns, the big questions that you have about starting at Monash. We also want to ask you, what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? What's making you, want to get up in the morning and learn more about Monash University and get to campus? And also, what are you nervous about? Because with any transition, it's very normal to be nervous about some things and to be unsure, because it's still a lot of an unknown. So when you're coming from Monash College to Monash University, there are some things that are quite similar, and there are some things that are really different. In fact, there's more that are different than are similar, as per this table. So what's the same or similar is that all the teaching will be in English. You will need to settle into a new community. Hopefully you've made some friends along the way at college, and there'll be an opportunity for you also to find new communities within your faculties, within your campus, within the clubs, societies and things that you join. There are lots of services available to assist both at Monash College and at university. They are different services though. So where you've had people like Carvey or other staff that have been there to assist you with learning skills or with any counselling or mental health issues, the ones at university might be a bit different, but they're still there. In fact, we've got a whole heap of services, which we're going to talk about more today. The other thing that you would have gained at Monash College is that idea that academic integrity is really important. It's very important that you create your own work when you're doing your studies, that you try to avoid copying, that you always reference correctly, all those sorts of things. And again, at the university, it's also very important, and they will pick you up on things like that. So there'll be lots of services and resources available to help you with that as well before you get started. So what's different at university is firstly the class sizes. You're probably used to going to class with a lot of the same people and having small classes where you get a little bit more one-on-one attention. At university, it's really different because the class sizes can be huge. You can be in a lecture and they'll mostly be online when it comes to 2021, in lectures that is, with class sizes with 600 or more people like you are today. But then you'll have, hopefully on campus, for those who can be here, smaller tutorials, smaller workshops, smaller laboratory classes. All the different smaller classes really depend on the type of courses that you're going to. What's different as well as the campus. So a lot of you guys are online, but hopefully you will get here at some point to start your classes, and you'll be put in one of the 4 campuses or main campuses that we have at Monash. Some people might also be at smaller sites in the city or elsewhere. So campus life is huge. Like, there's so much that you can do on campus, especially at the 4 major campuses. And we really recommend that you learn more about your campus, how to get there, and what life is like on campus during your breaks and things, where the libraries are, where all the services are, as much as possible when you get here. In terms of your studies, college has daily tasks and homework and things. But at uni, the study is a lot more independent and self-directed. So in your unit guides or on Moodle, they'll tell you what you need to do to complete the requirements for your units. But they're not daily. They might be something that you hand in at certain points in time. Some will have weekly quizzes, where others might just have a couple of major essays that need to be completed. Really depends on the unit. But it's very self-directed, so it's really important to manage your time effectively. The learning style at college is a little bit more relaxed, whereas at At Monash, it's a bit more formal. You'll have a lecturer who will speak at you, and you'll take your notes and things like that. But the actual discussion and the questions and the answers, they might happen more in tutorials or also after classes. At university, you won't be with the same people for every class because it really depends on the units that they're doing, but hopefully you'll find a few people that are in a couple of classes with you that you'll be able to bond with. My first friend at university was someone I shared 2 tutorials with. Like, I recognized this guy from the other tutorial. And so because we had that in common, we instantly became friends, and that's sometimes a really good way to meet people. At the university, it's a much more diverse community. There's less local and Australian students at college, whereas at university there are quite a few, and people from all over the world. Lots of people from different countries are represented by most countries, I think, at Monash, and it's a really diverse community. Even more so when study abroad happens again, and we get more students coming from different universities across the world. Where to go for help is different. So it's really important that you consider what services are available for you today. Hopefully you won't need them, or there won't be a need, but if there's something that resonates with you or something you think you could do well with accessing in the future, please take note of them today when we go through them, and keep an eye out for them during all the orientation programs. Because you're not in classes all day, every day, and as Kavi mentioned before, you get to choose your timetable, and to some degree, you get to plan your timetable. There is more time to socialise and to explore Melbourne when you're here in Australia, or when you're at home, more time off to do the things that you enjoy as well. And at university, both online and offline, there are more opportunities, facilities and programs available to you, from a social side, sporting side, career preparation side, leadership skills, mentoring. There's so much that's on offer, and we're really looking forward to sharing that all with you. Thanks, Param.
Param, before you start, can I just ask a question? I do see a question here that one of the students asked, I would like to know about accessing the timetable since it's different from Monash College. Can I double check if information about this will be provided during the orientation, where they will teach you how to deal with your timetable, or?
Yeah. Well, basically what will happen is when you choose your units, you'll have access to Allocate Plus, which is where you can build your timetable. So it's very much around when you start your when you start your units and stuff. So there will be information available, that's for sure. I'm not sure exactly when that comes out, or when you'll receive that. I'm not sure when you guys will actually enroll, but if you have a look on the Allocate Plus website, all of the information on when things happen, and the dates for when you can allocate your preferences for classes and things like that happen. But I don't think it's for a little while yet.
Yeah, I think it's just before when you start your university, when you've completed your English program or whatever program that you're doing right now, you will receive a welcome email from Monash, and it'll tell you step by step to sort of go and get started and click on your units, and then take it one by one.
Yeah. Get Started website's really helpful for that. And we'll talk about that shortly.
Thanks, Jude.
Thank you. All right, so studying at Monash University. So we're going to talk to you now about the academic side of life at Monash University. So the best way to get to know the academic side of life and to understand how your faculty works and how your studies are going to work is to attend orientation. So if you attended MEB orientation, that's fantastic. It's still worthwhile going to uni orientation or participating in activities from wherever you are when you start at Monash University, because it's a very different system. It's a different learning environment. We might use some of the same tools and resources and things, but it's still quite a new spot, and each faculty does things a little bit differently. It's also important to attend orientation to learn about all those services and facilities that we're going to cover very briefly today. You'll get a little bit more out of it during orientation. So definitely don't not attend orientation because you've already attended one at Monash through the college, the uni orientation is just as important. Thank you, Pam. In terms of academic orientation, there's a couple of ways that you can start getting ready for your course. It's a good idea to read the handbook and get familiar with the structure of the course. Also, you'll need to choose your units online and have a good look at what they're involving and what the course requirements are, what sort of assessments are available. But during orientation, you can also learn a little bit more. For example, orientation will introduce you to key academic and administrative staff that you'll need to know. It'll help you have a better understanding of your course requirements and your assessments, whether they be essays, weekly tasks, quizzes, big assignments, big projects, presentations. It'll help you understand those a little bit better and also where to find the resources available for those. Academic orientation also involves finding the library, learning your way around it, signing up for any study skills workshops that you have. And I can tell you this as a guarantee, those study skill workshops will really help you get ahead and set you up for success in your studies. Academic orientation will also explain referencing and academic integrity from your faculty's point of view. And every faculty might have a different, well, not every faculty, but a lot of faculties use different referencing styles. So if you're in a double degree program or you're going into a whole different field, it's really important to learn those referencing styles. At academic orientation, you'll learn more about your faculty's facilities and all of the programs that they have available for you to help you settle in. Like, for example, you might have questions about where to find certain lecture theatres, where to find certain classrooms or laboratories or anything like that. That's what academic orientation is there to help you with as well. And it'll show you where to go for help with any of those matters. So really, your faculty orientation is probably the most important part of orientation, but there are still really other important parts of orientation too. So it will prepare you for your studies, and that's really what we're here to help you with. It'll give you an advantage. You'll know what to do for week one, and that'll set you up also for the rest of the semester. It's really important to go into week one not feeling lost, and having a bit of idea what to do. You might find out that there's pre-reading that will help you for your tutorials, or that there's a particular book that it's good to have access to, or anything like that. So the more you participate, the more you learn. Faculty orientation will also give you a bit more of a demonstration on how learning and teaching is different at Monash and different to college life. It'll help you understand your course requirements, how to meet them all, and study successfully. At your faculty orientation, they might also provide different details that you just can't find online, or they might help you even navigate the website so that you can find the things that you need in the future online. Also very importantly, it'll introduce you to new people in your course, help you get to know people and start making friends, and help you navigate the areas on campus that you might need to access. Thanks, Pam. Now, Moodle is used at college, I believe, and it's also used at the university. But what happens is with Moodle at Monash is that every lecturer sort of sets theirs up a little bit differently. So one might use forums, one might not use forums. One might have things going down the page, one might have things going across the page. So we definitely recommend getting in and having a good look at the Moodle for your units. Make sure you check those out when you start. If you need some help understanding Moodle for university life, there is a library guide with a video on there for you. And we also recommend that students participate in Monash Essentials. That's also found on your Moodle when you log in. So it's a program for international students. It's like a pre-orientation orientation. It really gives you a good idea of different things that you need similar to this program. And we're going to be providing these slides, I believe, so you'll be able to click directly on those links. Although that link might be for 2020 Monash Essentials, and you guys will need the 2021 Monash Essentials. Luckily, it actually just appears once you enroll, so don't worry about that too much. As I said before, the library is a really important part of your study journey, and they're there to support you. There are so many services within the library, and I think you'll find them all very handy. It's not just about borrowing books, it's about also finding databases and articles that you might need for your assessments. It's about research help. They have learning skills advisors that can assist you with particular questions that you have around your assessments and assignments. They've got fantastic study spaces, places to sit, discussion rooms. They really want to be a part of your journey, and they really want to help you out with your studies. So we definitely suggest engaging with the library, finding out what they can do, signing up for workshops, going on a tour. Again, this will really help you get ahead. So this is a promotion that they used to have for the library. I think it's still around. So if there's a particular assignment you've got, you can drop in online, or you can drop in person for assessments and assistance. And they're very handy. Another really handy group when it comes to your academic skills is English Connect. So not only do they assist with people who aren't native English speakers in their assessment work and in writing and in grammar and all sorts of English matters, they also have really great conversational programs. So as you can see on this slide, they'll help you with all manner of things relating to English language. And in working through all the different types of assessment tasks that are available for students here at Monash. We have a lot of group work that happens, and they can help you out with that. They also talk about workplace and professional communication, which is very handy if you're doing work experience or internships and things. And their conversational program is very, very popular, and we highly recommend you register and sign up. Because not only will it improve your conversational English, it will help you make new friends. They have such fun. Oh, we're going very fast here. Sorry, they have such fun programs, and students really start to make new friends through these activities. So it's a great way to focus on your English in a great, supportive, friendly environment. Thanks, Pam. Okay, and what we're going to recommend to you now is that there's some really important websites you can visit before semester that'll prepare you for what's ahead. So this will help you in your transition. Firstly, there's the Monash app. We recommend that you download the My Monash app, whether from Google Play or your App Store, depending on your device. It's got everything you need at your fingertips, as they say. So you can see your emails, your timetable, Moodle, all the tools that you need. So this is a really great app to have. It's also got maps around the campus and different tools. So download it, have a play, see what you can find, and remember it's there for future reference. The Get Started website is also a really great tool. Kavi and I alluded to that before. It's got basically week by week information. So it starts with once you enroll, and it helps you through the enrollment process. And then it talks about the next things that you need to do in order. So like timetabling, as we discussed, that'll have lots of information on how to work out your timetable. It is sometimes a little bit complex, but if you follow the guides that are linked to from Get Started, you should be able to get it together. And if it's not together, you can always get help. There's some really great timetable help links that will assist you there. So it goes through from all those sorts of things, getting to university, getting started, going to orientation, and then into what things that you might need to know for weeks 1, week 2, week 3. We tried to make sure the messaging came through in a timely manner so we don't overwhelm you with information all at once. And that goes through all the way to exams, getting your results, and enrolling or changing your units for next semester. Now, this system might be replaced by another system later in 2021. They're aiming to try and get it all into the portal, but for now, it's a really great resource that you can use. Thanks, Pam. The orientation website is another really important website to visit. Right now, it's still set up for the November intake that we just recently had, but come January, it will change over for semester 1. It will provide all the information and links to any events that are happening during orientation. And it also has really handy guides and information on settling in. There's a checklist, there's information again on the services and support programs that are around. And it'll also talk about the main events that are happening during orientation. So do check back in January, late January, for any more information on that. And you'll also receive some welcome journey emails that will guide you towards the orientation website as well. Thank you. And the other place to find some really useful information is your faculty website. So if you're looking for contacts, if you're looking for a bit of deeper information on your course or on your units, any policies and procedures that you might face during your time at Monash, news and events, faculty achievements, faculty plans, their orientation program, and other student experience programs, that's a really great place to have a look. So it's got all of your faculty information there, including contacts. And the other website we recommend is the current students page. And you can just get to that from the main page of the Monash website. On the top right, there are some links, and the current students link is in there. Thank you. When you're starting to choose your units and work out what units to do for next semester, it can get a little tricky, but there's a really great website called Course Advice, or Getting Course Advice, which is here. They'll show you, how to use the handbook. You might have a course progression map where you can sort of just slot in what units you need to do to make sure you're meeting the units for your majors, for your minors, for any specialization that you're doing, but also for your career plan. So when you're choosing electives and you're choosing majors and minors, what you want to do, think about what it is you want to do in the future and what units will give you the experience and the expertise that you need to succeed in those areas. So make sure you check out that website. And again, it's got contact details of where you can go if you get stuck. Oh, here's the current students website. Probably didn't need to mention it on the previous slide. So yeah, that's where you can find the current students website. It's a great website. It's got so much great information on there about student administrative matters, all the things you need for study, career information, the support services, and the fun stuff about campus life. And the other thing that we need students to do when they enroll is to complete some compulsory units. These compulsory units, again, they set you up for expectations and behaviours that we want you to have here at Monash. The academic integrity module is something that you'll need to do before the 30th of April. The module will help you understand what it is, how to do it, how to be how to perform academically integratedly. I don't know how to say that. My English has just completely disappeared. Why and how it's important to conduct your studies in this ethical manner. The other one is the Respect Now Always module, and you also need to complete that by the 30th of April. That explains what we expect from you from a behaviour perspective. So it's around treating others right, it's around doing the right things and not making other people feel uncomfortable with certain behaviours and things like that. So because we take that really seriously here at Monash as they do at other universities. Thanks, Param. So that module is online. Once you come to enroll, you'll say that you'll do it and you'll get a link to that, and that's in Moodle as well. So you just run through it and it'll give you a good understanding of what's expected of you.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of information that we're covering today, so the slides will be shared with you. Kavi will send it out to you when she sends out other information. So the next part we want to talk about is one of the compulsory modules that Jude was just mentioning is the Respect Now Always module. And like some of the other modules, it will be available in Moodle. So you need to complete this. It's a requirement of being enrolled in the university. This is for all students and staff as well. So complete it as soon as possible. What this teaches you is just basically the baseline level of behavior that we expect from all staff and students who are part of the university community. And in completing this module, we want to ensure that everyone has that baseline knowledge so they know how to treat others. And there's no there's really no room for saying I didn't know. So this is great knowledge, and I'll encourage all of you to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Very true.
Cool.
Can I
We'll
just
have to-
double confirm that that's a compulsory session? Yeah. So every new student going into Monash Uni would have to sort of go through that session. Is that right?
It's not a
Yes.
session, it's a module, and it's self-paced, so you can do it on your own, in your own time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
not difficult to understand. It's very clear, simple language, but important content.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
So let's talk about international student engagement, the department that I work in. So, Monash University acknowledges that when you move to Australia or when you're starting in an Australian course, there's a huge range of issues that students experience. And we respect that everyone comes from, you're coming from a different country, you're coming from a different educational background and so on, but you've all proven that you're capable enough to study at Monash University. And so we want to bring all those experiences together, and help you make the most out of your university experience. So the aspect that the way we slot into the whole puzzle is what we do is we organize events. We during orientation there's a specific international student orientation session which is focused on content that is only relevant to international students. So very important session. You should come to those ones. The other things that we do is we organize some events. We send out newsletters, which you don't need to subscribe to. We know who you are. We'll send it straight to your email address. And if you're part of certain targeted groups, so if you're under 18 years old, if you're here with your family, if you are interested in certain health related information, there'll be targeted information sessions. One of the most popular information sessions that we have is the visa and migration information session. So that runs once a semester and it's free. Most of our events are all free, except for a couple of trips that we do. The other thing that we do is if there's an international student who is in a lot of trouble, or they need extra help, and as you go through the normal process, you can't get the help that you need. The Monash Connect will refer you on to us, and we'll be able to assist you on a case-by-case basis. So let's speak a bit more about orientation and the international student orientation, because that's what we're interested in today. What you can expect to hear from us in the next couple of months is there'll be information about commencing in university. So we usually do pre-departure sessions when students are able to travel. What we'll do this time around is once we know that the borders are open and you can start traveling, we'll schedule those. But in the meantime, we'll have a commencement session. So that will be, we're going to drill down into information like what you can expect in Moodle. It's more of a session where you can speak to other students. So the panel will be will consist of students from different faculties. So current students, so you can ask questions. They'll share information about their experience and so on. We'll have a number of webinars in that space. Once we can go in person, we'll have sessions in person as well. We also have a website where you can get a lot of podcasts and videos. Don't worry about the website address. You will get an email about it as you enroll and proceed. So those podcasts and videos are mostly recorded by students, and it reflects their true experiences. The other thing that you should look out for is if there's anyone going to do a research degree, that there's specific orientation sessions for you. So this is the range of activities that you can expect. You don't have to bother too much about looking out for it because the information will reach you. All you need to do is remember to check your emails and read it, because there's a lot of important information that comes through in emails. Now, we know that, settling in or settling into your course can be tricky because you've got a routine and now you need to modify your routine. For those of you who are onshore, you might have to move to a suburb that's closer to the new campus. So we recognize all these things, and most of our activities and sessions, not just ours, throughout the whole orientation, it's created in such a way that it will help you with all these things in small ways. One of the best opportunities is that you get you'll get a lot of chances to speak to current students. The best way to learn is from someone else's experience because they've already been there, done that, they've made the mistakes, so you can learn from that and you won't have to go through it again. I'm just going to pause quickly. Kavi, do we have any questions that we can answer?
Oh yes, questions have been flying on the chat and on our Q&A Zoom session. I'm lucky I've got two screens now. Well,
Great.
I do have a general question. The question that everybody's asking is, do we know when we will be able to come back? What's the opportunity to study on campus in 2021? And are the lectures online? It all revolves around the fact that our borders are still closed. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's been a very difficult question to answer and one that we're really desperate to for you guys because we know how unsettling and tricky it can be. At the moment, the borders are still closed. They are running some trials and bringing in international students to certain states, but not Victoria at this time. But I believe that, you know, if it's going to continue to be like this, the university is going to need to come up with some sort of plan to help you guys out and make sure that you're able to continue your studies. We don't know exactly what that plan is yet, but we understand that the university is looking at different ways to support you in doing online study in semester one to some degree. We're not entirely sure how it's going to work, but the university will communicate with you via email with any changes. And I believe that as soon as the borders open, you know, that might be hard to then get a flight or whatever it is. So I'm sure the university will assist the students in any way that they can to continue your studies in the safest and the best way possible. Yeah, but
we can safely say that those who are here will have the opportunities to come into campus, but those who are not here, you won't miss out on any academic content because we'll still offer that in the online space until you're able to arrive. So that's a commitment the university made quite early on. So in terms of travel, that the university doesn't control it. It will be solely up to the state and federal governments in terms of when they allow flights and people into the country. So at the moment, they are allowing students to return from very specific courses, very, very specific. So mostly students studying nursing and medicine. So you might hear about that, but other than that, it's largely closed. So we'll continue to support everyone studying whatever way we can.
Of course, thank you. But I also have one question. I think where students are coming from is that the fear is that tomorrow the border is going to open and next week everybody's expected to be back in Melbourne or something like that. So do you want to touch
I can
on
confidently say that's not going to happen for a couple of reasons. One, there's not going to be enough flights, even if all the planes take off. And secondly, we probably have to understand that not every country is at the same level in terms of where the virus situation is. It gets better and worse. So flexibility to travel will differ. So I think what we can expect to see is students start to arrive, but in stages. So some might arrive earlier than others. But what will happen in that space is they'll continue to be online and in person so that there's options for people.
Yeah, exactly.
And that will happen for, a period of time, and it'll be I think the word that we've been using is the hybrid model.
Yeah.
Until everyone is able to arrive.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. There just has to be that flexibility. We want to make sure you have the best experience possible.
Yeah, and health and safety is really important as well. So.
Yeah,
I can totally understand, because students are saying, I don't want to complain, but I have to say the online course is a bit tough, and I've been, it's online for 6 months. And I'm sure, trust me, students, if we have to explain how we feel speaking to students on a screen, we too, I miss
Yeah.
students sitting in front of
Yeah.
me and having sessions like this in an actual big auditorium space. Then it's online. But we are trying our level best to do the best we can, so that you don't have to delay your study and things can still move on slowly.
That's correct.
Can I also ask, Param, there's a student who's asked, where can I complete the Respect Now Always module?
So once the students enrolled in a Monash University course, they'll start to be enrolled in these Moodle units. So it'll start to appear on their Moodle.
So
Yeah,
all
so
of
they
these
don't really
mini
have to do anything
courses.
about it.
Okay, so if you can hear that, so you just
Yeah.
have to wait. It's all in a
Well-
step by step sort of process.
Yeah, what happens is when the student enrolls, there'll be like a tick box. So you'll go on your WES where you enroll. There's a tick box that says, I will complete the Respect and Monash module. Once you've ticked that, the system knows to send you an email with your link to it. So yeah, it's just part of the enrollment process.
Thank you, Jude and Param. I do have questions again on when will the timetables be released, and I can safely say...
I can find that if you'd like.
Yeah.
I'll find that information for you.
Okay, I would leave that open. I have questions on where can we get scholarships for international students. It's actually pretty straightforward for scholarships, because if you just hit Google and Monash University scholarships, it'll take you to the main page that houses all our 200 plus scholarships provided by Monash University. But also, students, on this topic, I want to reiterate that yes, we do have a lot of scholarships, but you have to also understand that we are Australia's largest university. So your score needs to be very high to be able to sort of apply for this scholarship, because the competition is very, very high for scholarships with Monash University. Am I right, Param, Jude?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So some scholarships even may have closed, but that doesn't mean you can't apply for them next semester or the semester after. So you will receive emails when you get when you start at Monash, and you'll be able to apply for those each semester. So the better you do, of course, the better your chances of getting a scholarship, as Kavi has said, because it is a competitive process. But just keep applying for things. That's really how to go. I found here how timetabling works. That's about close. Now start going to use allocate. That's more about that. Allocate dates. That's what I wanted. Okay. So preference entry for your classes will open on the 25th of January at 10 a.m. and close on Friday, the 5th of February. So it's important to have chosen your units by those. Can I put that in the chat? Is that possible?
I think I've disabled the chat, so it's a Q&A area. So
Q&A area, let's do that. There we are. Okay, so I'm just gonna, was there questions about the timetable?
There was one under answered.
Under answered. Okay.
I'm still learning how to do this, Param.
So I can't add a question?
No.
When will timetables be released? Here we go. I'm just putting under, there's an anonymous attendee at 12:04 wrote, when will timetables be released? I've put the dates in the link to the dates in there.
Okay. Thanks, Jude. I think we can continue on, because a lot of the questions are very specific to what happens when it's deferred, or where can I look at my things that I can answer whilst you're going on. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on and we'll speak about support at Monash University. Although it may not be at the forefront of your mind, being able to access support is quite important, because you never know when you're going to need it. And sometimes the support is there to help you perform even better at a higher level. So there's different kinds of support available at Monash Uni. So the first place, or the first area of support that I'm going to speak about is Monash Connect. And really, the purpose of Monash Connect is to connect you with everything to do with Monash. And if you don't know where to start, if you can't remember anything about the support services, there's one thing you should remember is if you don't know where to go to Monash Connect, and they'll be able to direct you, in point you in the right direction for anything. But they themselves will be able to assist you with a lot of things, a lot of admin related, non-course related issues. They can resolve quite easily. Some course related issues they'll work with your faculty on. Um, but like I said, if you don't know where to go, your first point of contact can be Monash Connect, and they're back on campuses. So if you're in Australia, you can speak to them in person on campus. If you're overseas or you don't want to travel, you can call them up or contact them online. So there's a lot of ways you can get in touch with that area. We also have a lot of services in the health and well-being, counseling services area. So we've got general practitioners who are physicians, doctors, who will be able to meet you at Clayton, Coalfield, and Peninsula. They are, their services are fully bulk billed. So as long as you've got your overseas student health cover, you shouldn't have to pay for the consultation. You still might have to pay for some medicines. We've also got nurses who can administer immunization. So every year we've got the flu vaccines and so on. You can go to the health services and do that. We've got a really good counseling service as well. So our counseling service has counselors and psychologists there. So you can, if you need some, sessions with them, you can. At the moment, you get 10 free sessions per year. But actually for this year, they've increased it to 20 free sessions. So it's quite good. We've got a dental service at the Clayton campus, but that's not covered by your health insurance, so you'll have to pay. But all in all,
Yeah, a
we've
bit
got
cheaper than most though.
yeah, it's quite affordable. Yeah. Because dental services are generally quite expensive in Australia, so that's one of the things you have to look out for. I'm not sure if we get the opportunity to say this any other slide, so I'll just let you know, if you wear specs and you get your dental checkups, do that in your home country before you come here because it's cheaper.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that as an international student myself, I used to travel back every year to get new pairs of glasses and do my entire dental services back home. So
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Um, there you go. And we also have the disability support service. So if any one of you have a disability, be it permanent or temporary, you can get access to some support from the DSS area. So what they want to do is, you've all proven your capability to study at Monash University, but we don't want anyone to be disadvantaged because of a disability, like I said, whether it's temporary or permanent. So what they will help you do is, as you can see on the little postcard, enable your success. So the way they do that is through services like, for example, one of my friends broke his arm cycling. And for that period of time, he couldn't take notes and he couldn't write during his exams. So he had someone come along with him to his classes to help him take notes. And during his exam, he had to say the answer out aloud, and the person helped him write it down or type it out. So those are the kinds of things that the DSS can do for you. The other thing that I should point out is that the range of disabilities that they consider aren't just physical, so even mental health disabilities, temporary or permanent, they can assist you with. Okay? The important thing is that you not be hesitant to approach them. All the services within Monash, we don't share information with any other area unless we have your permission. So if you go and see the doctors or the DSS Disability Support Service, they are not going to share that information with your lecturer or your faculty unless you give them permission to do so. Okay, so confidentiality is very, very important at the university. The other area that we want to highlight is inclusive community. So remember when I said about the Respect Now Always module, that's part of this area. And we want to ensure that all students at Monash University are treated fairly and with respect. And with that in mind, that there are a few programs to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to be educated in that space, and everyone has the opportunity to know their rights and responsibilities, and also how we can help support other students and staff. So if you are, and I highly encourage you to, when you have time, join and complete these modules and training sessions. They are very, very valuable. If nothing, it helps you understand the culture of Australia and what's happening a lot better. Okay. Monash Residential Services, there's two parts to their service really. We've got their on-campus service and their off-campus service. The on-campus service focuses on students living on campus at Clayton and Peninsula. So we've got facilities in the university where you can live on campus. However, we're a big university, and I think all up we've only got about 3,000 spots on campus. Might be slightly more, but we usually have up to 50,000 students. So not everyone's going to have the opportunity to live on campus. And most people choose to live off campus because you can be closer to the shops, you can choose who you want to live with and what kind of house you want to live, and that's fine. But I'd highly encourage you to get in touch with our off-campus accommodation service, because when you're about to rent, they'll be able to check your rental agreement with you. They'll be able to check if you've got the correct rental agreement, because sometimes, whether you're in a share house or you're renting the whole house, the type of agreement is different. The other thing that they'll be able to do is they'll be able to give you feedback if they're familiar with the property, because most people who rent just keep renting the students, and then when one set of students leave, the next set comes in. So they'll be able to share with you their thoughts on whether or not that's a good property, because sometimes some landlords are really nice, some aren't that great. So I would highly encourage all of you to use this free service. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I should point out is during your tenancy, if there's any dispute, they can help you with that as well. Now, the other great support service that you have is in the form of your student associations. So every campus has its own student association. If you're going to do a graduate course, so if you're going to do a master's by coursework, research, or a research degree, a PhD, your association is the Monash Graduate Association. So if you're doing an undergraduate course, there's a different one on each campus. If you're doing a postgrad course, there's that one central one. Student associations are fantastic. They have lots of social activities, but they also help you with practical things like tax help, student rights and advocacy. So they're run independent of the university. They've got their own governing structure. And if you feel like you've been in any way treated unfairly, you can go and speak to their student rights staff. So that's a really important service that we've got there. And like I said, it's independent of the university and it's confidential. So it's something that you should be aware of. Peer mentoring, I'll let you talk about this one.
Thanks, Param. Yeah, so every student that's going to be commencing in an undergraduate degree at the university will be matched with a peer mentor, and you'll be part of a peer mentor group. So your mentor will be the person you can go to with questions about uni life and things you're not sure about. You'll also be paired with somebody from your faculty, which is handy, because they might even be from the same course as you, but even so, they'll have a really good understanding of your course, and also the faculty and all the resources and supports available. Now, for postgraduates, there are some also graduate mentor programs available at the university. So if you go to monash.edu/mentoring, which is on the bottom of that slide, you can find out about all the different programs that are available for mentoring at Monash. So undergraduates, you will get paired. Postgraduates, you'll need to sign up for a program like that. Arts has got a program. The Monash Graduate Association, the Student Association for Postgrads, also have a program. So be sure to sign up if you want that extra bit of guidance. Cool. That's me.
I just share a bit, Jude.
Yeah, sure.
I'd highly encourage you to join a peer mentoring session. So a lot of the questions that we saw about timetabling, what subjects to take and so on, that your
Yeah.
peer mentors are students who have already been in your course in some times. So you can ask them, and if they don't know, they'll know someone else who has done it. So whether or not you enjoy the unit, what it's like, what the assignments are like, a lot of the things that you want to find out before you commit to doing something, they'll be able to provide you with very honest advice.
Yeah, that's really good. That's handy. It's a good way to put it. Yeah, so it shows the practical ways in which your mentors can help you out. So it's definitely worth your time. And they might not be people that you would have become friends with in real life, but because of the nature of the relationship, you can really get some great assistance from them.
And the best part is once you've done or gone through the peer mentors, maybe when you are a second year student, then you can choose to become a peer mentor yourself to help the next batch of students coming in.
It's true, and yeah, the good thing about becoming a peer mentor yourself is that it actually gives you some really good life experience and leadership experience. It looks great on a resume, and people really take that quite seriously when you're going for jobs against people that have very similar courses and life experience as you do. Just having these little bits of leadership experience gives you a bit of an edge. Thank you. Went really quiet. Can everyone still hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, good. Just suddenly it just went really quiet.
Now I'm just answering all the questions, so I'm like unmute myself.
No worries. Thank you. Okay. So another, as I was just talking about, when you go for peer mentoring, when you become a mentor and stuff like that, it gives you a bit of an edge in your career. Career Connect is there at Monash University to help you with getting that edge as well. They will help you with all sorts of things. So whether it's just about finding casual or part-time jobs during your study or looking at future career goals and plans and things like that, Career Connect's there for you. So they can help you with resumes, preparing for interviews, getting references, writing cover letters, all the things you need to do to get those jobs. But they'll also do other leadership and career assistance, professional development with you as well. They've got a great program called Leap into Leadership Online, which is a series of self-paced modules, again, where you can gain different leadership skills, which also look good on the resume, and learn a bit more about what it takes to become a good leader or a good manager or someone who can lead in group work, just to bring it back to your studies. And then we've also got the Student Futures program, where you can identify all of the opportunities that you've had at university and how they've helped prepare you for the workforce as well. So you can pop them all in, and then you get a nice printout at the end that shows the skills and the all the things you've done to really develop your career and professional aptitude. And if you're interested in other work opportunities, there's the Future Work, Future Leaders website, and that's got some great programs. It also links you back to Career Connect, but talks about internships, it talks about work experience, placements, research programs that you can do over the summer, which are paid, all different experience that you can then get as a student, because we also have a lot of areas around the university that are interested in students working for them, and they'll hook you up with all those sorts of things as well, and they're usually quite legitimate and well looked after in those spots. But again, it's all just to give you that great experience that you need to set you apart when you go out into the workforce.
Sorry, Jude, the transitions are doing their own thing again.
Yeah, I know. We've really
haven't been able to fix that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Param, that's back to you.
Yeah. So besides all the support that you can get from the university in terms of services, it's the things that you can get from your peers as well, and we want to help you build these connections during orientation. So that's the other unwritten or not so obvious aspect of orientation, although we'll keep talking about it and encouraging you to do it. Building the connections is really important, because when you come overseas to study or you start in your course, you're kind of doing it alone. but you don't want to. You want to have friends around you. You can support each other. You can, find people who have similar hobbies, and it'll be a fantastic network that you're building on. And you can meet people from all over the world, including Australia, and it's going to add so much value to your experience. So that's what we want to encourage you to do. How you can do that? There's a few avenues that you can do that. Firstly is through your student associations. One of the things I didn't mention is that all your student associations also they've got clubs that have been incorporated under them, and there are many different kinds of clubs that they have incorporated. So there's academic clubs. So for example, you've got the marketing society. So if someone's studying marketing, they can join that. There's the law society, law student society, and so on. And then there's special interest groups. So we've got like the chess club. We've got religious clubs. So if you are affiliated to a certain religion, you can find a club that's already put together for that. There's social welfare groups, political clubs. You find a few of them around, and the great thing is sometimes if you find that you want to join a club and you find that there isn't one for that, you can actually start your own club, and all you need to do is gather a few like-minded people, and you can set that up. Yeah. The other great opportunity that's out there to help you build your connections are the non-residential colleges. So these colleges are targeted at students who don't live on campus, and the college is not a physical entity, so it's a group that comes together, and the aim is for students who aren't living on campus to be able to enjoy similar supports and social opportunities that students living on campus get to enjoy. So we've got a college or more at each campus, and they've got fantastic activities. It's free to join. Most of the activities are free as well. In fact, they just had a few quite recently, big movie nights on campus, and they're run by a great bunch of staff and a fantastic group of student volunteers who support them as well. So I'd highly encourage all of you to sign up to this. The other great, I guess, this is a bit of social opportunity plus facility that we have is our Monash sports facilities. So it's a little bit different on every campus because some have some facilities and others don't. But as a Monash student, you can go to any campus and you can use the facilities on any campus. If you join Monash Sport, they've got this thing called it's a particular kind of membership where you can use their gyms and their swimming pools and all the facilities. So, we've got some state-of-the-art facilities. In fact, during the COVID lockdown, what they had done is actually redo some of the facilities. So it's very exciting. And if you're into sports and exercise, and everyone should be keeping fit, you should check out what Monash Sport has to offer.
Can I catch you?
Games room. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Games room? No,
Yeah,
that's
they've got
great.
a games room now.
Yeah.
Because I just saw a question that somebody asked saying about how can we socialize without going to Australia, and I just had to say on how a lot of it has gone online. So we do have a lot of virtual activities. Param, do you want to quickly touch on that?
Yeah, so for example, the non-residential colleges, they've got their own Discord server, and they've got trivia nights, they've got game nights, they've got movie nights. So right now a lot of our students are overseas, so everything that I've spoken about, there's something going on online as well.
Yeah, I've actually seen how to do yoga classes online and some Zumba sessions online. So that doesn't mean just because you're not here doesn't mean you cannot participate.
That's right. Yeah, wherever possible, and including with orientation as well next year, they're trying to make it as accessible as possible to people who are overseas as well.
That's it. 100%. So we'll move to the next slide. Well, one of the things you should do is to follow our social media. So if you go on that website, monash.edu/Monash Social, that's a page, but they also have links to our social media accounts on the campus events, Instagram, and so on. What you can do is follow what's going on. So I know it says campus events, but a lot of our campus events are also online at the moment. So it's highly valuable that you stay in tune with that. Most events actually you find out what's happening. Some events are free concerts which you might even be able to attend now. It's not restricted to only students who are enrolled. So get on it. Um, we've got a Facebook group at the moment. This is going to transition soon, but what you should do is join our 2021 Facebook group. And I think I just stole Jude's slide, but I'll just continue.
Join the 2021, and then you'll get information on what's going to happen with the 2021 one.
That's right. Yeah. So look out for it. It's called New to Monash Uni 2021. So just if you're
2020. No, 2021 hasn't been developed yet.
Sorry, 2020. I'm getting mixed up.
That's okay.
Join the 2021, and like Jude said, when we know what the new thing is going to look like, we'll definitely post it on that website.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Amigo is another great social media platform that will definitely be running in 2021. And it's a really good thing for you to join even now, because what it is it's just a social media platform for Monash students. It's only for you guys. So from that, you can actually find students who are coming to Australia or to Monash in an area that's close to you. You can actually say, I'm in this particular area. It only goes to a certain level of detail for privacy reasons. And you can choose to not disclose your area as well. But you can say, I'm in this area of China. And then you can see that there might be other people around you not too far away from you who you don't actually know, but who are also coming to Monash. And that's a really great way to start forming connections and talking about traveling to Melbourne and coming and living around here nice and early on. In addition to finding people that live near you, there's also a way to find people who have similar interests and hobbies to you. So there is a TV watching group, which I'm part of. There's a basketball group. There's a football group. There's a group around social enterprise and things like that. All sorts of different things that you might be interested in and wishing to get involved in. So generally, if there's a club and society for it, there's a group for it as well. And they provide really great transition advice through as well. So you can also get great information on arriving and starting at Monash and how to make new friends. So if you want to find like-minded people who are coming from an area near you, people that get you, that's a great app to join. And then just get involved in as many classes, any groups as possible as you'd like to join, and you'll start making friends really easily.
Can I just touch on that, Jude? Because Monash College is now also promoting Amigos. So students, when they join, whether it's English bridging or whether it's foundation or diploma, then you have to actually read a little bit of information about Amigo, because we also have got Monash College, I think, group in Amigo.
Fantastic.
And we push students to go and meet their seniors or like peers or like-minded person, like you said, via Amigo. So I'm going to be sharing the link on the YouTube chat.
That sounds great. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take you now just through a bit of a summary of things that you need to think about before you start at Monash. So firstly, have a look around the My Monash portal. We can do that via your app that you can download, or just via your My Monash on the website. Have a look at the current students' website and the other important websites that we talked about, for example, Get Started and things like that. Join Amigo and the New to Monash 2020 Facebook group just to start making friends and getting to know people and seeing what events and things are on offer. Consider what you need for your course. Think about the things that you might be able to buy at home or you might be able to buy here when you get here, whether it's a calculator or make sure if it's a specific calculator, you get that specific one to make sure that you're okay for exams and things. Think about books and stuff that you might need as well, and they're usually outlined in your unit guides. Now, when it comes to books, there are some that are prescribed that you need to have versus recommended that you don't really need to have on you all the time. Books are really expensive, so see if you can find them secondhand, see if they might be borrowable from the library, available in a PDF. Monash has like a bit of a marketplace on Facebook if you're able to access that, to buy secondhand books, or have a look on eBay. When it comes to computers and things, Monash has a bring your own device policy. So what they want you to do is to bring laptops and devices like that to class, so that you can download things that they need you to download, so you can interact in quizzes or Kahoots or whatever it is. But it's really important that you meet the bring your own device specifications. That becomes mostly important around exam time. So there might be, if you've got e-exams or online exams, you might need to download specific browsers or things like that to run it in. So just check that bring your own device website and make sure that your device meets those, or we'll see if you have to get another one. The other transition tip that's really important here is to check your Monash email account regularly, because that's the main way that the university will communicate with you. And if you're overseas and they need to communicate with you about your study plan and things like that, keeping an eye on that and engaging with it is really important. Next slide, please. We recommend that you also learn more about your course, and just to get ahead academically, think about what majors you want to do, or specializations or minors and electives are right for you in your career goals. And that'll help you when it comes time to timetabling as well. Know your key dates and when you need or can change units by. So we recommend that you have your units all set in place for week 1, but if you need to make changes and stuff, you can up to the census date. After the census date, you get charged for that unit. So if you drop it, you still have to pay for it. You can also switch units up until week 2, but we say do it early so that you don't miss any content. Know what your assignment due dates are, what your exam dates are, and your breaks, so that you plan any travel that might be possible around those. Make sure you attend your lectures, your tutorials, your labs, or any other classes that you might have. The more engaged you are with your study and you're concentrating on your study, the easier it will be to take in the information and do well. Write yourself a study plan with all those dates in it, and how you want to plot your week in terms of study, work, play, that sort of thing. And sleep. Sleep's really important. And make sure you seek advice from Monash Connect and faculty staff. And then, of course, always participate in orientation, whether it's online or in person. You'll find out the plans really soon. Thanks, Pam. Before you arrive, when the time comes that the borders open and you're able to come, make sure your accommodation is booked, or maybe it might be better to book temporary accommodation, because we definitely recommend that you see your accommodation before you come here, that you see it in person, because sometimes there can be some dodgy things going on. Or if it's at Monash Residential, you're okay, because we know that's not dodgy. And make sure you have your budget and your finances all sorted out as well. Consider how you're going to get to campus, and that's really important from an accommodation perspective as well. When you choose where you're going to live, make sure that you've got easy public transport or other transport that you can use. There's some really great information on the, I'm taking Param's slide here, sorry. The international website.
Param seems happy.
Has some really helpful information on moving to Australia and life.
That's fine, you're doing well.
Thank you. It's a great website with really handy resources. We recommend that students pack for every season, because Melbourne is a place that's known for having 4 seasons in one day. Sometimes in winter it's really hot, and sometimes in summer it's really cold, as per the last couple of days.
Yep.
So make sure you've got warm weather clothing, you've got cool weather clothing. And make sure you organise your visa, that's really important, and overseas health cover, and let Monash know that you're coming. And there's also there's also airport pickup, there's also lots of different services, so it's really important that you let Monash know you're coming so that you can avail yourself of those great services for your arrival.
Jude, can I ask you there, or even Param, so do we know if students must have an Australian visa right now?
Param, leave that one with you.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. We are encouraging students to start applying because we know that when things open up, it's going to be a mad rush.
Yeah.
So if you want to be prepared, you can start sorting it out now. Yeah.
But this is not just for online studying, but this is just in preparation that when borders open and when you're going to get your flight, it's easier for you to get in and not having to wait later on, because there will be a backlog, I'm guessing.
Correct, 100%. So a lot of students have chosen not to apply for the visa because it's online, and that's fine. But the reason we are encouraging people to apply is so that you don't get caught up in the backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Farhan.
Good point. Cool.
Next slide. When you do arrive, one extremely important thing, and this is a visa condition, it's not for fun, is that you update your contact details on the web enrollment system. So in granting you your visa, the Department of Home Affairs, the immigration department, doesn't ask you where you're going to live. They get that information through the university, and the way the university collects it is through the web enrollment system. So that's why it's important that you update your address there. Not just once, every single time you move, if you move to a different address, within 7 days, you need to update that. Okay. Some of you will be really keen to organize some part-time work when you arrive, but I'd encourage you to try and do your first semester without working if you can, just to see how you're coping with the study. Because the most important thing is how well you can do in your study. So if you find that you're coping well, you could work a bit more, and then maybe if you're not coping so well, you might have to work a bit less to support yourself. So if you can, try and arrange for it that way. Depending on the course that you're doing, you might need to take some immunizations. If it's a healthcare related course, you might need to buy some safety equipment if you're doing a science course and you're going to go in the labs and so on. If you can, take some time to walk around campus, find out what's around the area, know your local area, the local neighborhood, the suburbs, what's there and so on. Like I said, make contact with your peer mentors for undergraduates. And if you're postgraduates and you've got the opportunity to join a mentoring program, please do. Definitely join a club and society, so you'll be able to stay connected with the university community a bit more. And if you've got some free time, take on a leadership role, volunteer. There's many such opportunities through the social clubs, through your faculties, and from the university. So in summary, when you arrive, just immerse yourself in the Monash University experience, and there's so much you can get out of it. And on that note, we want to wish you farewell for now, and stay well. And we'd like to see all of you in the country, on campus, as soon as we can. But in the meantime, we'll keep meeting you online.
Yeah. I have to thank you both so much for your time and your expertise in this matter. But I do have two tiny questions that's actually quite deep. If it's okay, if you have time, I can see that you have 10 more minutes.
Definitely. Happy to help.
It's pretty much revolving around, if my classes are still online, is there going to be any fee reduction or some sort? Do we have any say on that?
If it's anything, if this semester is anything to, or this year's anything to go by, we would say no at this point in time, because at the end of the day, we're still trying, and the university is working very, very hard to provide you with a really great Monash experience as much as possible. You'll come out of it with a Monash degree. You'll come out with the same Monash degree as anybody else. So we have to say that no, there probably won't be any fee reductions. Of course, the university's taken a bit of a hit from COVID, like most people. So please be prepared to be able to pay the fees that are currently published.
And it's also fair to say that, all fee-related documents would be sent directly to students from the admissions itself. So they should be receiving
through their email.
Yeah, through their emails, and they'll be able to check their fees via WES and all of that.
That's right. Yep. It'll be sent via Monash Connect. And if the students have got any questions about their fees or anything like that, Monash Connect's the best place to go.
So on that, can I just repeat that, like pretty much any questions with regards to fees or, details on how to, if they're having trouble to sort of log into their WES or your web enrollment system, units, inquiries to reach out to faculties and all of that, please write to Monash Connect.
Via Monash Connect,
100%. One thing that I'd like to point out is that sometimes there's some scams going around. people even
Yeah.
outside Australia trying to trick students.
Oh.
So when you're paying your fees, be careful. And there are all sorts of different sorts of scams, but the one that I want to point out is the ones where they might tell you it's cheaper if you pay your fees through this other service. There's no such thing. It sounds good and it's enticing, but there's only a few ways to pay your fees. And the best way to do it is through the Monash University website,
Yeah.
which you will see on your fee statement. So just use that. There's no such thing as you get a special discount if you pay through another website. So don't believe that if you see it.
Yeah.
That is just really sad, but people are making use of the situation. But students, if you hear that, please, if you are not sure, please just revert or
Always
write back to
ask.
me. Don't be shy. Just don't click on random links and start paying online fees, because when you
Yeah.
think it's too weird, or if you don't know, if you're unsure, just ask.
Yeah, we say if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have.
He's not true.
Very
He's
rarely,
not true, I should say.
It's not true. You don't get discounts. I've been a Monash student for many, many years. I did
same.
2 undergraduate degrees and 1 postgrad degree and 1 foundation year degree. No
Oh my
discounts.
goodness.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you hear about it, it's fake news.
Thanks, Param. I would attest to that because when I'm a student myself. But I do have another question that I can see a lot of students have asked this. They're saying some students have received an email from Monash saying that next year, even if they are in Melbourne, they should still learn online. Can I say that it could be depending on faculties? So
Yeah.
some faculties would require you to come into labs, for example, would want you to come into lab whilst
That's
we
right.
are practicing COVID safe sort of situation,
Yeah.
and predominantly lectures and whatnot can still be online, even if you
That's
are.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
so
about
it will differ by faculty,
By
and
faculty.
sometimes even by course.
Okay, so this is very important, students. If you can hear me still, please make sure do not compare your course to your best friend's course or your boyfriend's course or your girlfriend's course, because each of you will have different pathways, different course, different emails. So
Yeah.
if your friend gets a different set of email, do not compare unless you're in the same program or the same course.
Sometimes it might be unit dependent as well.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. So really,
Very specific.
I guess it's very specific to each student's ID and each student's unit, each student's journey. So if you receive
That's
an
right.
email, you receive that email just to you. Do not compare, is what I'm trying to say, because that tends to happen a lot.
Yeah, we're all searching for information in these uncertain times. It's understandable.
Yeah.
But if you get stuck and you've got any questions, start with Monash Connect and they'll take it from there.
Yeah. And again, I'll repeat, there's lots of questions on whether we will get these slides. And I have promised that I'll send these slides because they said there's a lot of information on this slide, which is great. And the reason why we're doing this now is so that you can, after your exam, so if you have time now, you can start to look at this now to familiarize yourself so that when you transition into Monash Uni and you attend the orientation, you would know exactly what we are talking about because you've already heard about it now.
Yeah, that's right.
And I keep saying one more question, but I keep seeing the questions flying in.
We've got time. I've got time. I don't know about Param.
Sorry, Param. Just one.
No, keep going.
Just one question about this hybrid mode, about online lecture and face-to-face tutorial. Have we heard anything about that, or would you be able to?
I think that's kind of what we were just talking about as well, where it's going to be what we said was quite general, but ultimately it will be, you will receive information from your faculty and your lecturers and your tutors depending on your enrollment. So, it depends on your enrollment year as well, and that sort of thing. So, sometimes there's some priority given to final year students. So, because they have to complete a placement or some labs in order to graduate.
Yeah.
So it really differs. And that's essentially what the hybrid model is.
Great. I think that covers everything else. Everything else is thank you, professors, and thank you, teachers, and everybody's saying really appreciate your time for streaming as well. So if that's the end and I don't see any questions popping up, I am more than happy to let Jude and Param leave, and I will stay on board as always and attend to any other questions that they might have.
Thank you, guys. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you so
talking
very
to
much.
you. And yeah, we just wish you all the best for your start to your studies. We hope this has been helpful. We appreciate any feedback on this. But yeah, we just wish you all the best. We hope it's a really, really healthy and happy transition.
Thanks so much,
Make the
Jude.
most out of your university experience.
Thank you so much, Param. I can't wait for the students to be here in person and then actually get to meet you guys when they're here in Monash Uni.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
all the
both of you.
best.
Happy
Take
weekend.
care. You too. Bye.
Bye. Hi, students. So I'm still here. Param and Judith would have from the Monash University have left. So I'm going to quickly see if there are any questions. If there are, I would quickly try to answer them. If not, you can feel free to drop off from the session. Another question by a student who's asked about when can we come to Australia? So like Param and Jude has mentioned earlier on, at this stage, we are totally depending on the state borders and the country borders being shut. So always check your emails, because Monash University would always send students emails directly to your student email to advise you what's next and what's expected and when the borders are open and what's the game plan, meaning each faculty might be brought in bit by bit or by when they would expect you to be back. And trust me, they would not assume that you have to be back next week. So they will always give you a lot of time for you to come into the country. So take your time, always double check your email is where I'm getting at. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Again, my name is Kavi. I'm from the careers team from Monash College. My email address would be careers@monashcollege.edu.au. I've just gotten a message from Akil who's asked about engineering lab. Will it be online next semester? So, well, like I said, it's very specific to the faculty. Param and Jude are from the university, but they are not the faculty members. But what will happen is each faculty, we have 10 different faculties in Monash University, each faculty will be in touch with their students directly. So keep an eye on your email, like I said, and the Moodle. Once you have graduated your English program, or if you've already graduated your foundation year and diploma, please keep an eye on your emails, because Monash would then send out emails directly to you to ask you to take the next step, which is usually via Get Started website. Presentation slides will be sent to you, so that's done. Thank you. So that's thank you. Where can I ask regarding graduate visa? So anything to do with visa, unfortunately, I would not be able to assist. So if you're in your home country, you'd have to speak to your either education agent or a migration agent with regards to your visa inquiry. But you can always jump online to our Department of Home Affairs website to check on student visa details. But if you unsure where to find this, please send me an email at careers@monashcollege.edu.au, and I will be able to share with you the link for that. Jiang Zhou, as for masters by coursework, such as banking and finance, if you want to switch to research and get a PhD. So again, this is very specific to a faculty. You can actually write to Monash Connect, who would then help you to ask the question directly to the faculty, and you might be able to hear from the faculty directly. So I've shared the link to the Monash Connect. So please take time and reach out to Monash Connect. You can write to them, you can email them, and as well you can chat with them, as well as if you want to ring them, it's also possible. But please, it's a reminder that every time you reach out to any staff member, give them your ID number so they would be able to pull up your records and know who they are speaking to. I hope I have answered that question, Xiang. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for still being here. And thank you for asking questions, because this session was organized for you to ask the right questions to the expert. So how to get a student card, fabulous question. You can still apply for it, but they would not be sending it to you in your home country. If you are not in Australia, you will receive it when you finally fly into Australia. This I've heard from the admissions team, so I'll be able to answer that question. But I would still suggest you to still reach out to Monash Connect and ask them this question, because they will then tell you where you should be logging on and to apply for the student card, because you will have to upload your photos and whatnot. So please have a look at Monash Connect. When can I book on-campus accommodation? Would there be an informing email? On-campus accommodation, there's a website that you can actually find. So let me see if I can quickly get you that website about on-campus accommodation, and you can have a look at the website. Hang on, and I think they're having some early bird specials and copy and paste. There you go. So hopefully you can see that. I think there's a message from somebody saying, excuse me, I cannot find the slide. Well, the slide is not sent to you yet. When this session is over at 1:30, I would then send this slide to Kathy, the program leader, and foundation year and diploma students will also receive them from their careers team members. So you will be getting a soft copy of this slide at the end of either today or sometime next week. All right, so if there aren't any questions, hang on, I can see, thank you, yes, thank you, and I will send these slides to you. Yes, Mobeen, you can do one-on-one Zoom calls with me. So for those who want to have one-on-one chats or calls with us from the careers team, to ask more questions about your course-related units, fees, scholarships, or if you want to just have a chat about your course in Monash University, you can either very quickly jump onto College Connect and make an appointment with your careers advisors. Foundation year, you would be able to see Susanna's appointment slots. Diploma students, if you're here, you'll be able to see me and Tyson. And MEB college students or English students will be able to see myself. Thank you and bye for those who are saying bye to me. Let's see. Should I just re-enroll? The re-enroll, if you're an MEB college student, it is not for you. So remember, for MEB students, you are still studying right now. Today is the last day of your class, if I'm not mistaken. And next week or the next month in January, when you come back, it will be time for you to sit for some of your tests and assignments and assessments. So when you complete, you will receive an email from Monash University that would say, congratulations, welcome to Monash, which then says that you're successful in completing your English course. So you do not have to re-enroll anything right now. Remember, when you see alerts that doesn't make sense to you, you have to understand that the page or the My Monash page or the Get Started page that you're looking at is a general page that everybody gets to see. So it is very specific for students who just want to go for MEB, have to look at their MEB sector. Foundation year student have to look at the foundation year tile, and diploma students will then look at the diploma tiles. So if it's not for you, because you are not re-enrolling into anything yet, you are still currently a student in English Bridging, you do not have to re-enroll in anything yet. Once you have successfully passed, you will receive an alert or an email from admissions that would say, congratulations, welcome to Monash University, and this is what I need you to do. So you will receive an email. Until then, you don't have to do anything. And you know the difference between online class and Shuzo campus. Okay, so online class is just exactly what's happening right now. Suzhou campus, I think, has got 2 programs only for business, Master of Business and Masters of Banking and Finance. Suzhou campus, because it's a physical campus, and if you are already in Suzhou, you can go and do your face-to-face tutorial. That means your online class still remains because your teacher or your professor is still teaching from Monash University here in Melbourne. So your lectures would be still online, but your tutorials where you have to go and do your practice or your Q&As, your tutorials will be face-to-face with a staff member present in Suzhou. Online lectures still remains for Suzhou. Lectures, tutorials would be face-to-face. I hope that answers your question, Jiaolan. If you want to change to something that's in Suzhou, it is either Master of Banking and Finance or Master of Business. What you have to do is send me an email at careers@monashcollege.edu.au, and I can explain further by showcasing the website to you, or wait until January the 1st. So the January month will be where MEB students can choose to change their course. So currently, say you are in Masters in IT, for example, and you want to do a Suzhou campus-based program like Masters of Business, you can then change online easily, but only in January. You will get an email from me through Kathy that would say, students, if you want to change your course preference, now is the time, this is what you need to do. So you will get an alert from Kathy, the program leader, through your course-wide announcement. I hope I have answered that question. Thank you. Can we still join the source in monash.com? I'm not quite sure what the source is. You can certainly join Amigo if you're talking about Amigo, which is the online, I would say Monash Facebook like. So you can then meet more students and peers and everybody else, but I'm not quite sure what the source in monash.com is. What I can suggest is if you want to make a appointment with me, then maybe we can do a one-on-one where you can ask me all your questions and I can help to sort of answer your question. I'm just about to send you a link on how to make an appointment online with me via College Connect. I have just sent that to you. Hope that helps. Any other questions, students? No worries. Thanks, Xiaolan. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and asking questions to the Monash University staff members. If you still have questions, I'm still here for another 10-15 minutes, so feel free to think about your questions or have a look at the links that I've shared on the YouTube link, and come back to me if you have any questions. All right, I only have to complete part B of the master course because of some credit transition. So every time that you want to transfer from one course to the other course, you will have to still write into central admissions. So anything to do with change of a course, because right now, Anonymous has written to me saying you have completed part B already, you have credit transfers, so option for first semester for part A. What happens is we don't get to see what you have already done and you haven't done. So the central admissions gets to see this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write to you the central admissions email address. You would just have to write into them to ask this question. So they would be able to assist you with this. So I'm giving you, let's see, inquiries. Monash.edu. Please add on your student ID. Student ID is very important, so you can reach out to central admissions and ask if you want to go from program A to program B, and they would assess to see whether it's possible or not. I'm not quite sure whether you can study in Shuzo for 1 semester or 2 years. At this stage, I was under the impression that Shuzo is only there um, in order for you to kickstart your course. And when Monash campus in Melbourne is open and the borders are open, students can then fly in. But that is actually a very good question. I would suggest you to reach out to Monash Connect. Once you have successfully transferred your course from the Melbourne base to Shuzo, then you can ask this question to Monash Connect. So they will be able to answer that question for you. Could we use resources in LLC in Moodle? Yes. In Moodle, MEB Moodle. Now, for those MEB students, you are currently Monash College students. So when you are completed, or when you have completed Monash College, you then become a Monash University student. In Monash University, we do have a huge range of libraries and online resources as well. So I think because your student ID number will then move from Monash College into Monash University, you will then automatically be a Monash University student, which means you will have access to university materials. So I don't think you'll be able to come into the LLC into Burke Street, or like, if you're actually on campus, or if you are thinking about Monash College, you will, once you're a Monash Uni student, you will be accessing the Monash University database. So I hope I have answered that question. I have not received any news from faculty whether classes will be online or on campus. Since I was considering about who can I ask about it, great question to ask Monash Connect, because Monash Connect is now tied in to faculty. So if you are, I can't tell who you are, but if you are still in Australia and if you're thinking about heading back to your home country, one thing to remind, or just to as an alert, is that please keep in mind when things, or when borders open, it does take some time for you to come back into the country. But I totally understand how you must feel being here alone and haven't seen family and friends and all of that, and you are probably missing home. So I understand why you'd want to go back. But at this stage, from what Param has mentioned, I would not be able to tell you whether you are going to have 100% online classes or on-campus classes. It has to come from the faculty, unfortunately. If you want to, you can still reach out to Monash Connect and get them to ask the faculty that specific to your course. So make sure when you write or when you contact Monash Connect, you give them your ID number, you tell them what course you're going to be doing, so that they know what units that you'll be doing in semester 1, the 4 subjects, and they can tell whether these are all going to be online or on campus. And if you want, you can still send me an email. I'm at careers@monashcollege.edu.au, and I can see what I can do, or I can see if I can send an email to the faculty as well. But like Judith and Param mentioned, the first point of contact will have to be Monash Connect, because you will, when you're completed from Monash College, you will then be a Monash Uni student. I hope I have answered that question. But I still see about 200 students still on the Zoom. So if you have questions, feel free to jump in and ask me the questions. If you don't have any, I'm happy to let you go. Just a quick reminder about a couple of things. If you have any questions with regards to your faculty, please write to Monash Connect. I've already shared the link on the YouTube link. Please have a look at Monash Connect. Have a look at the Monash University handbook. which then will assist you to look at your units. Can I use module MC to study when I'm already? I don't quite understand your question. So if you're a Monash College student, then yes, you can jump into Monash College Moodle. But once you're a completed student from Monash College, the system will detect you as a completed or a graduate student from Monash College, which means you will then be a Monash University student. And when you're a Monash University student, you will go into a different set of Moodle, which is related to your specific course that you're studying. So I guess if once you're done being a Monash College student, we will have to say bye-bye to you, and you will then become Monash University student. So the systems may sound or may have the same name, but it's meant for two different cohorts of students, Monash College, and when you complete, you go into the Monash University. Have we got any questions? I'm still here. I still see 150 students on the Zoom. So if you've got question, now is the time. Thanks. I mean, uni student, not college. So that means once you become a uni student, I don't quite understand. And because it's anonymous attendee, so I can't see who's asked this question. So do you want to retype your question for me, please? Or I'm just going to guess, if you are a uni student, I don't think you'll be able to join or access Monash College's online session or online Zoom or online module, because you are now, your ID number will follow you. So from the first time you join Monash College, you would have a specific ID number that would follow you throughout your English course, your foundation diploma, or university. So your ID number will then say that you're a completed college student and you are now a current university student. So for that case, I don't think you'll be able to join our Monash College Moodle. Besides, Monash College Moodle is very specific to the course. So when you have completed the course, I don't think you'll be able to access that. This is one of my favorite questions. I have a student ID card when I was in Monash College. Do I have to replace my card to make it into a Monash University ID card? You don't have to buy a new one, but yes, you probably have to replace. So because your Monash, just like how all of us have if you can see Monash College, so we have a Monash College print on it and with my face. But when you go to Monash Uni, that Monash College will then become Monash Uni, and it's a great opportunity for you to change, because maybe during COVID you have changed your hair color and you've changed your look. So time for you to order for a new card from Monash University. But not to worry too much, because remember Jude mentioned Get Started website. Once you've completed Monash College, you will receive an email from I think Central or Monash University. They will send you an email saying, congratulations, you've completed your college. Now it's time for you to go into university. This is what I need you to do. So Get Started website will have step-by-step on what you need to do. And they will have a link for you to actually upload a new picture for you and order a new card for you for your university study. But if you're not in the country, like I said, they are not going to send you a new card, physical new card to your home country, but they will have all details prepared and kept waiting for you to come into the country. And when you're here, they will then send it out to your postal address, or you can always walk into the campus and pick it up from the campus center. Will this session be sent to my email? Now, I will repeat this again. So the presentation slides would be then sent out to all students via Kathy, who would then put this out on the course-wide announcement. So you will receive a copy of this presentation slides, which contains a lot of wonderful links that you can use, that you can check out during your break. So yes, you will all get a copy of this presentation slides, or I'm also happy to sort of upload these slides to College Connect. If you went on to resources, I might be able to upload these on the College Connect resources and share the link to all of you, so you can reach out and download this presentation slide. Okay, do you mind answering me again if you can use resources and adults in MEB Moodle? Now, so this is a bit tricky because each of us will have a student ID. So I'm guessing currently you're an MEB student in college. So because your ID number is attached to you, and it follows you as you transition and as you move from college to university. When you have completed college, your access to everything that's in college will stop, because your ID will then go from college into university. So your LLC in college or Moodle program in college and all of that will not be given access anymore, because you're no longer a college student, but you are now a university student. But when you become a university student, believe me, we have more than 4 huge libraries with a whole range of database, and a lot of the database between college and university is co-shared. So it's not like if you are in college, you can see 2 database, and when you go to university, you see two different databases. So a lot of the database are similar. And in fact, when you go to university, you get access to more information, whether it's Moodle, whether it's LLC, whether it's online books and ebooks and journals. So if your worry is the fact that you will lose access to some of the great database that you can find now in MEB, please don't worry, because when you move to university, that database expands and you have more access to more databases and journals and all of that e-resources. But if your question is, can you still go into Monash College Moodle once you move to university? The answer is no, because you no longer are a college student. You are now a university student. I hope that answered your question. I have applied for the school dorm. If I cannot arrive in college semester, do I still? No, I'm pretty sure that they will reach out to you and tell you what to do. So if you have written to them, you can still, if you have already applied, I would suggest you to sort of wait until they come to you. They write an email to you to say, this is what's happening. Maybe you need to pay a little bit of deposit to sort of hold your position, so that when the borders open and if you're flying in, your booking is still there. But Monash Residential Services will get back to you whether you need to sign an agreement, and until when the agreement is, what are the clauses, and you can always write to them directly via Monash Connect. Or remember the link that I shared with you earlier. Let me see if I can find it again on campus. I'm going to copy and paste this again. You can always reach out to them via the website that I've just shared. Amigo app in the App Store. No, you don't have to go to App Store. It's not on like Apple. So you can always find Amigo even on Google. So hang on. Let me see if I can find this for you and share. Google Amigo. I've copied the link answer, and here you go. So that would get you to the app, and believe me, it is such a wonderful app where you get to meet like-minded people. Besides that, you can also meet your other friends who are from the same area, like what Jude mentioned. You can already start talking to your seniors in your program. So they might have like a faculty of business group. They might have faculty of IT group, where if you join, you get to not only hear from your friends you're currently studying now, but you can also very easily jump online and ask questions that you might want to ask your peers or somebody who's your seniors, like I said. So somebody who's already done your first year, second year, and if you're worried about what to expect, where can you get cheap books, or where can you go to download ebooks, or some tips on studying in Melbourne. So it's a great app. Please, if you're still online students, I would still suggest you to go online and have a look at Amigo in order to familiarize yourself with a lot of Monash University related activity, clubs and society units. Where can you go? Where do you find your faculty members? What's the best email? Which is the best website? A lot of great information that you can find on Amigo. You'll see some students here, about 100 of you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now before I turn off, or you can always email us at careers@monashcollege.edu.au. Make sure you always include your student ID number, and if it's possible, tell us whether you're a foundation year student, diploma student, or an English student, so it's easier for us to allocate your inquiries accordingly. Well, if you don't have any questions, I will be turning off this session. And thank you once again, everyone. I repeat, I'm your Pathways and Transition Advisor. My name is Kavi. I'm with the Careers team. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and we can see how we can help you to transition into Monash University in a smoother and a better manner. Thank you so much, and you have a lovely, lovely weekend ahead. And all the best with your exams in January if we don't speak to each other. But if you would like to speak to us, college is still open for another week, so you can always make an appointment with us. No worries.